Welcome everyone, join us as we delve into the life and legacy of one of rock's greatest guitarists, Randy Rhoads. From Quiet Riot to his meteoric rise with Ozzy Osbourne, Randy's innovative playing and unforgettable riffs left an indelible mark on the world of music. So let's dive in. Randy Rhoads, born Randall William Rhoads on December 6, 1956 in Santa Monica, California, United States of America. The youngest of three children. He was born into a musical family with both of his parents being music teachers and brother also a musician. In 1958, when Randy was just 17 months old, his father left the family and remarried. As a result, all three children were raised by their mother, Dolores. She had a bachelor's degree in music from UCLA and had played piano professionally. To support the family, she opened a music school in North Hollywood called Musonia. As a child, Rhoads listened to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, imitating their performances with his brother in the family garage. Around age 7, he began folk and classical guitar lessons at his mother's music school. He would practice the guitar so long and hard that his mother was worried enough to consult a physician about the possibility that her son's constant playing could cause any permanent damage to his hands. He developed a keen interest in rock guitar and started lessons with guitarist Scott Shelley at Musonia. Shelley soon told Randy's mother that he could no longer teach him, as Randy's electric guitar skills had surpassed his own. Additionally, Randy received piano lessons from his mother to enhance his understanding of music theory. Rhoads met his future bandmate, Kelly Garni, at John Muir Middle School in Burbank, California. The two became best friends despite being unpopular due to their appearance. Rhoads taught Garni to play bass guitar, and they formed a band called The Whore, practicing at Rodney Bingenheimer's English Disco. During this time, Rhoads learned to play lead guitar. The duo played at backyard parties around Los Angeles in the mid-1970s. They briefly joined a backing band for a vocalist known as Smokey before forming a cover band, Violet Fox, with Rhoads' older brother on drums. Violet Fox, active for about 5 months, performed in the Grand Salon at Musonia, covering songs by Mountain, The Rolling Stones, Alice Cooper, and David Bowie. After Violet Fox disbanded, Rhoads played in various short-lived bands like the Katzenjammer Kids and Mildred Pierce. The Katzenjammer Kids' lead vocalist often wore dresses on stage, leading to violent audience reactions. Garni and Rhoads often listened to Long Beach radio station KNAC, which played the music that influenced them. They spent time at a friend's house with a high-quality stereo, smoking pot and exploring obscure hard rock, including early Scorpions records. Rhoads was particularly interested in live bootleg recordings, noting the differences between studio and live performances. He memorized and taught himself to play the unique licks guitarists used on stage. A pivotal moment for Rhoads was attending an Alice Cooper concert on July 11, 1971, where his brother recalled, "Randy was mesmerized, just staring at the stage. Later, he said, 'I can do this. I can look like this. I can be this.' Something clicked that night." Garni agreed, calling the discovery of Alice Cooper a game-changer. Early influences on Rhoads' playing included guitarists Glenn Buxton, Mick Ronson, and Leslie West. At age 16, Rhoads and Kelly Garni formed the band Little Women. Around this time, Rhoads began teaching guitar at his mother's school by day and playing gigs at night. He graduated early from Burbank High School through a special program to focus on music. The band soon changed its name to Quiet Riot, recruiting vocalist Kevin Dubrow and drummer Drew Forsyth. Forsyth had previously played with Rhoads and Garni in Mildred Pierce. Although Dubrow wasn't Rhoads' ideal frontman, his persistence led to his inclusion in the band. Quiet Riot quickly became a popular act on the Los Angeles club circuit, securing a record deal with CBS, Sony Records by late 1976. Fans began wearing polka dots, inspired by Rhoads' stage outfits and his custom polka dot flying V guitar. Despite their local popularity, Quiet Riot's albums, Quiet Riot and Quiet Riot 2, were only released in Japan. Tensions within the band escalated, particularly between Dubrow and Garni. This culminated in Garni's plan to shoot Dubrow, leading Rhoads to fire his longtime friend and co-founder. In 1979, former Black Sabbath vocalist Ozzy Osbourne was in Los Angeles, trying to form a new band. Dana Strum, a future Slaughter bassist and acquaintance of Rhoads, persistently called Rhoads to persuade him to audition. Initially uninterested, Rhoads finally agreed to go just to get Strum off his back. He received the audition call just before his final show with Quiet Riot in September 1979. The day before Osbourne was set to return to England, Rhoads auditioned for him at a Los Angeles studio. Rhoads brought his Gibson Les Paul and a practice amp to the audition and started warming up. Osbourne, who was very drunk, later said he thought he was hallucinating when he heard him play, claiming he immediately gave Rhoads the job. Rhoads later recalled, "I just turned up and did some riffs, and he said, 'You've got the gig.' I thought, you didn't even hear me yet." After the audition, Rhoads told Sarzo that he hadn't met Osbourne, who stayed drunk in the studio's control room. Strum emerged to tell Rhoads he got the job. Osbourne, in his inebriated state, seems to have confused the timeline of events, as he began rehearsals with another guitarist upon returning to England and only mentioned Rhoads after firing the other guitarist. In the following days, Rhoads, Osbourne, Strum, and drummer Frankie Banali jammed together in Los Angeles before Osbourne returned to England. Disillusioned with Quiet Riot's lack of success in America, Rhoads discussed with his mother the possibility of joining an established band. When she asked if he would accept such an offer, he replied, "Of course." Upon returning to England, Ozzy Osbourne met former Rainbow bassist Bob Daisley at a pub through Jet Records employee Arthur Sharp. They decided to work together, but were unhappy with their current guitarist. Osbourne mentioned Randy Rhoads, a talented young guitarist he had recently met in Los Angeles. Although their management preferred an all-British lineup, they eventually agreed to bring Rhoads over. Rhoads flew to England but was turned away at Heathrow Airport due to a lack of a work permit. After spending a night in a holding cell, he was sent back to the United States. Osbourne apologized and arranged for Rhoads to return with the proper paperwork. Rhoads flew back to England on November 27, 1979, and met with Osbourne and Daisley at Jet Records offices in London. They then travelled to Osbourne's home, Bulrush Cottage, which also served as their rehearsal space. Rhoads lived with Osbourne, his then-wife Thelma, and their 2 children during his first weeks in England. Years later, Osbourne expressed amazement in his autobiography that such a talented musician would want to work with him, given his condition at the time. After a brief search, former Uriah Heep drummer Lee Kerslake completed the new band, The Blizzard of Oz. They recorded their debut album, Blizzard of Oz, where Rhoads' guitar playing flourished under the creative freedom allowed by Osbourne and Daisley. His work, previously criticized as dull with Quiet Riot, now showcased neoclassical influences and innovative arrangements, resonating strongly with rock fans, especially in the US. The album featured the hit singles, Mr. Crowley, and Crazy Train. Osbourne noted that Rhoads wanted to avoid the typical heavy metal chord structures, leading to unique compositions in keys like D minor and F sharp minor. Crazy Train's main riff, praised by AllMusic as a classic, demonstrated Rhoads' advanced use of the minor scale. Both songs received significant acclaim. Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley ranked 9th and 28th on Guitar World's 100 Greatest Guitar Solos poll, while Crazy Train also placed 51st on Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Guitar Songs of All Time list. After a UK tour, the band recorded Diary of a Madman. In December 1981, Rhoads was voted Best New Talent by Guitar Player readers and Best Heavy Metal Guitarist by Sounds magazine. During a brief trip home, Rhoads reunited with Dubrow for a one-off Quiet Riot show at the Whiskey A Go-Go, prompting a warning from manager Sharon Arden not to repeat such actions. Before their first US tour, Kerslake and Daisley were abruptly fired by Sharon, Osbourne's future wife. Ex-Black Oak, Arkansas drummer Tommy Aldridge and bassist Rudy Sarzo, Rhoads' former Quiet Riot bandmate, were hired. Although Diary of a Madman was released in October 1981, featuring Kerslake and Daisley's work, Aldridge and Sarzo were credited on the album sleeve. This led to future court disputes over royalties and rights. Kerslake claimed Rhoads considered leaving Osbourne's band due to the firings but was persuaded to stay. Around this time, Rhoads confided to Osbourne, bandmates Aldridge and Sarzo, and friend Kelly Garney that he was considering leaving rock to earn a degree in classical guitar at UCLA. Osbourne confirmed Rhoads' plans in the 1991 documentary Don't Blame Me, doubting Rhoads would have stayed in his band. Rhoads often sought classical guitar lessons while on tour. By the time of his death, Rhoads had decided to leave Osbourne's band once his contractual obligations were fulfilled. Despite a good relationship with Osbourne, the vocalist's drug and alcohol abuse made touring difficult. Rhoads grew tired of the unpredictability as many shows were cancelled due to Osbourne's condition. The breaking point came in February 1982 when Osbourne's management announced plans to record a live album of Black Sabbath songs. Rhoads and drummer Tommy Aldridge felt this was a step backward and refused to participate. Osbourne viewed this as betrayal, and tensions rose. Osbourne's behavior deteriorated, leading to him drunkenly firing the band, including Rhoads, though he later had no memory of it. Osbourne taunted Rhoads with threats of replacement by other guitarists, convincing Rhoads to leave the band after fulfilling his contract with Jet Records. Rhoads agreed to perform on the live album but planned to leave afterward. However, he died suddenly weeks later, and the live album plan was resurrected with the release of Speak of the Devil in November 1982. Just before his death, Jackson Guitars created a signature model for Randy Rhoads, known today as the Jackson Randy Rhoads. Rhoads received a prototype, a black offset V hardtail, but died before it went into production. Jackson Guitars later released an exact replica of Rhoads' original white short-wing V, meticulously measured and photographed by Jackson's luthiers. Only 60 replicas were made, each priced at $12,619.56, representing Rhoads' birthdate. In 2010, Gibson Guitars also announced a custom shop signature model based on Rhoads' 1974 Les Paul Custom. Personally, according to his brother, Rhoads was a devout Lutheran. It has been documented that Rhoads was dating model JoJo Lane at the time of his passing, but the love of his life was actually longtime girlfriend Jody Raskin. Rhoads once told bandmate Rudy Sarzo that he and Sharon Arden had a celebratory drink and ended up sleeping together, while Osbourne was trying to save his marriage to his first wife Thelma. Randy Rhoads stood 5 foot 7 inches and weighed 105 pounds. Osbourne noted that Rhoads rarely used drugs and drank minimally, preferring anisette. Although Rhoads didn't party much, he smoked heavily. Kelly Garney mentioned that they experimented with marijuana and cocaine in Quiet Riot's early days, but Rhoads avoided drugs after witnessing Osbourne's binges. He often chose to practice guitar or write letters home instead. Rhoads played his final show on Thursday, March 18, 1982, at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. The following day, the band was en route by bus to the Rock Super Bowl XIV festival in Orlando, Florida. Osbourne recalls his last conversation with Rhoads, where the guitarist admonished him for his heavy drinking, saying, "You'll kill yourself one of these days." The bus stopped at Flying Baron Estates in Leesburg, Florida, to fix the air conditioning while Osbourne slept. The property, owned by the Calhoun Brothers Tour Bus Company, had an airstrip. Without permission, driver and pilot Andrew Aycock took a plane with passengers. On the second flight, Aycock attempted to buzz the tour bus but clipped it, causing the plane to crash. Rhoads, Aycock, and makeup artist Rachel Youngblood died instantly. Keyboardist Don Airey witnessed the crash and reported a struggle in the cockpit before impact. Bassist Sarzo recalled the chaotic aftermath, while tour manager Duncan mentioned Rhoads, who had a fear of flying, initially had no plans to go but joined due to reassurances about the flight's safety, deciding to join them so he could take some aerial shots with his camera. Ozzy Osbourne later confessed that pilot Aycock had been seen using cocaine the night before the crash, which was confirmed by Aycock's autopsy, while Rhoads' toxicology report showed only nicotine. The NTSB investigation revealed that Aycock's aviation medical certificate had expired, and he had been involved in another fatal crash 6 years earlier. Rhoads' funeral took place at the First Lutheran Church in Burbank, California, with Osbourne, Aldridge, Sarzo, and former Quiet Riot bandmate Kevin Dubrow serving as pallbearers. Flowers and 2 photos of Rhoads adorned his coffin, which was laid to rest at Mountain View Cemetery in San Bernardino, California, with the inscription, "An inspiration for all young people," on his tomb. And there you have it. Randy Rhoads was not only a guitar virtuoso but also a source of inspiration for countless fans and aspiring musicians. His talent, dedication, and passion for music continue to resonate with people around the world, serving as a reminder of the enduring power of artistic expression. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.